From Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, it's USL soccer action as Nashville SC at 2-2-1 takes on Penn FC at 0-1-3. And welcome to our broadcast location. Brian Kaiser along with Charlie Giroux, high atop FNB Field. It is a windy night. The conditions here are a little bit brisk, and they're also expecting potential rain later on, Charlie, but this Penn FC side right now has to feel very encouraged with coming off some momentum from stealing a point from Charleston on Saturday night.
In spectacular fashion, with about as good a goal as you're ever going to see, Brian. An electrifying goal in many respects. Got ESPN's attention, in fact. And so tonight, a different side for Penn FC than they brought onto the field Saturday night. A little bit more rested. We'll see what happens.
They bring back only 3 starters that played on Saturday. On the other hand, Nashville comes in very rested, and we'll take a look at one guy who not only is featuring for them tonight, but also is a guy who featured last year for Harrisburg City Islanders here on this same home field, and that is Ropapa Mensah. You see him, number 3, the Ghanaian national, and he is an individual who last year led the City Islanders with 7 goals. He's picked up where he's left off for Nashville as he leads them already in the young season with 2 goals. And on the other hand, Charlie, for Penn FC, Kenny Tribbett, the captain, came up big when they needed him on Saturday night.
He really did, and that's a play that a lot of folks are going to remember and a momentum builder for tonight's match against Nashville.
He's a guy who had a great game defensively, and in addition to that, he also gets that game-tying goal in the 89th minute to help his team get a point, salvage it, and keep this 3-game unbeaten streak going. They need their first win of the season, though, and that's what they're pushing for here tonight. We'll throw it to break right now. When we come back, we'll take a look at the starting lineups. It's Nashville SC against Penn FC here on USL Soccer.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
Did you know all electronics must be recycled? It's the law, but more importantly, it's the right thing to do.
At the Recycling Center, Dauphin County residents can recycle older broken TVs, computers, cell phones, laptops, major appliances, even paper.
The Recycling Center is conveniently located on Cameron Street in Harrisburg. It makes recycling fast, safe, and simple.
Stop by the Dauphin County Recycling Center today and help us recycle the right way.
Back in the capital city of Pennsylvania, it's Penn FC against Nashville SC as we've got midday week action here in USL Soccer. Brian Kaiser along with Charlie Giroux in your pregame show. Let's take a look at our lineups today. This is a Nashville SC side, very rested. They come in and not having a game this past week, and they will bring back 8 starters from the 11 that played in their last game against Indy 11. Only new guys out there, David Edgar, Kosuke Kimura, and also Robin Schrute. They're the 3 new faces for them. Ropapa Mensah, as we featured earlier, one of the guys featuring at forward, and another guy to keep an eye on, Justin Davis, a staunch defender in the back. And also Matt Pickens, got a lot of pedigree back there, keeper. But Charlie, this is a different look for Penn FC. Only 3 guys come back, but the return of Tommy Heineman.
And that's a key addition for the Penn FC side tonight. Coach Voss made relatively few substitutions on Saturday night and has shifted his lineup dramatically mid-matches.
Had a tweak in his ankle, and he is available in this one. Also, Sean Lewis gets the start and goal. That'll be his first start. He was impressive a year ago for the Harrisburg City Islanders in limited action. We'll see if he can do that again here for Penn FC. Let's take a look at Penn FC's head coach, Raul Voss. First-year head coach and a youthful exuberance for this Penn FC side. He was with the Tampa Bay Rowdies before, and he's in deep tonight because his counterpart on the other side has a ton of experience. And that guy is Gary Smith, the guy who is the head coach for Nashville SC. MLS Cup, not only experienced in the MLS, but won back in 2010 with the Colorado Rapids. He's been a lot of different places this is a guy who wins anywhere he goes, and he also has brought a lot of his former players with him, as you'll see them dotted along his roster throughout this entire day. Well, we're going to throw it down to the third member of our broadcast crew. Jessica crosses down the field. Jess, field conditions could be a story in tonight's game. They might change, but what's it like down there right now?
Hey guys, right now field conditions are actually looking pretty good, but it's definitely a windy and chilly night, so the players will have to prep themselves for that. And of course, once this impending rain gets here, it's going to change the entire game. So pretty much players need to watch out for wherever the sod areas are, because that tends to get a little bit slicker a lot quicker than the rest of the field does. So it pretty much is anybody's game up until the rain starts, and then it comes down to whoever can adjust the fastest. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Jess. Appreciate that. We're set to go here for action here from Harrisburg as Penn FC hosts Nashville SC. Nashville getting set to kick off. They are in the gold uniforms. Penn FC in the home blue base with the white sleeves and trim. We're underway here from Pennsylvania's capital city. Glad you could join us on a windy, overcast night, and rain is in the forecast. We'll see if and when it gets here. Ropapa Mensah with it down the right side as Nashville immediately trying to pick up the attack on that far side. Dispossess the ball, and here comes Penn FC. Long ball up to Tommy Heineman. The veteran forward was missed in the lineup on Saturday night as he was unavailable due to a slight ankle issue. Out there tonight. We'll see if the weather affects his minutes or some, because he's a player that definitely is an impact guy up front for Penn FC. Long ball played all the way back. Tribbett heads it back out of danger into the middle of the field, chipped up and out to Jorge Rivera. Swings it over here to the right side as both these teams new to each other. First ever matchup between Penn FC and Nashville.
Having Heineman back promises to be a big plus for the Penn FC side, Brian, because they're still feeling their way around a little bit offensively, trying to find the right rhythm, the right combinations, the right opportunities to create space and scoring opportunities. That was a little bit lacking on Saturday night, so you look for Heineman to really make a difference tonight.
First whistle blown there by our center referee. That's Laurent Varga. The assistant referees tonight are Dan Pinullo and Dustin Killick. The fourth official is Patrick Casey. And Penn FC, the recipient of the free kick, as they have a back three tonight with Ken Tribbett moving to the middle, replacing Thiago Calvano there. Tribbett was out on the right side of the three-man back, and joining him are Kyle Venter and Marco Franco. Up front here is Nashville, which now wins the possession. Ball sent long. Camara goes up to Mensah, tries to make the turn, and it goes out of play. And Charlie would be remiss right now to say that our hearts are not with the fans out there in Nashville with the issue of more violence down at the Waffle Shop. Our hearts go out to the people of Nashville for yet another tragedy.
Well said, and that's on the minds of all Americans, but particularly here tonight as the Nashville SC side comes in here. And we'd also be remiss if we didn't mention, I don't want to harp on it, but the weather conditions tonight will be a factor in this match. The wind right now is picking up. It's been gusting ever since we arrived here, Brian. But down on the pitch, it swirls a little bit, and that really will affect the ball. So they're going to, I think, concentrate more on the short passing game as a result.
Aerial matchup, sort of not won by anyone initially, and we have a guy fall to the ground for Penn FC on that far side. As foul called against Nashville. I believe that Gavau out there in the middle. No, that was Menjivar, excuse me, Menjivar, who got knocked down on the play. So it'll be a restart coming up for Penn FC. Hear exclusive stories directly from the USL's players in USLsoccer.com's From the Pitch, with written and video content that provides unfiltered access and a first-person look into the professional game and players' everyday lives. That was Akinyode who got fouled. Quick restart for Nashville. They're going to play it out of the back. Ball played up, headed by Tribbett. out to the middle of the field. Making that spin in the middle of the field. That is Jerry Ortiz, who had some good minutes as a substitute and gets the start here tonight, as he was a substitute on Saturday. Now his first start of the year for Penn FC. Ball chipped forward looking for Heineman. Instead, it's going to be won by Maloto. Over to the left side, and they're going to swing it near over here to Justin Davis. Sends the ball up long. It's going to blow out of bounds, and a throw-in coming up for Penn FC. So it'll be Franco to take this throw. Heineman puts his head to it. Quickly onto it, Miguel Jaime could not get it away, and Michael Reed, the Nashville captain, is able to play it back into his own half. We're scoreless here early on, Penn FC and Nashville. Ball play in the middle of the field. That is Reed. Now drops it back into the middle of the field. David Edgar gets the start tonight for Nashville back there. Edgar, a lot of experience for various teams over the year. Was in England from 2005 to 2016 and played in the Premier League for a little bit of a time with Newcastle and Burnley. Ball played long down the middle of the field, and Sean Lewis easily onto it. So Lewis will send his team forward. Lewis in the lime green. Punts that ball all the way up, and that's with the wind at his back. But now it is Ortiz inside to Menjivar. He is hawked defensively. Here comes Ortiz, a diagonal run. Spin to Rivera. Square ball. It is Ortiz switching the point of attack. Gaval is over there with the multicolored cleats. He'll swing the right footer in looking for Heineman, headed out and cleared to the neutral part of the field. Well done there by Reed. And a lot of pressure there by Nashville SC. Ball playing aerially, and then that's somebody getting dumped on the ground at the end of that. Rivera called for the foul on the play for Penn FC. 7th minute of action. It is scoreless here, and Charlie, these are two teams that have struggled to put points on the board all season long. Not really shooting a lot, and when you don't shoot, less is not more.
It's tough to score when you don't shoot. And these two sides both kind of feeling each other out right now, and the early going has been not exactly offensively oriented.
Ball played up on the right side. Nashville wins it back. That is Kimura. Played out by Penn FC, but a throw-in for Nashville over on the far sideline. Kimura continues to move forward, sneak into the offensive half. Kosuke Kimura, the first Japanese-born player to play in MLS. Throw in, he cannot get it past the shielding Tribbett, who will guide that one over the end line for a goal kick. Play fast and win instantly with Fast Play from the Pennsylvania Lottery. With new games every month, there are so many ways to win. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. Lewis's goal kick goes out to the left side. Tribbett is there. Into the middle of the field, back to the keeper, and Lewis will try to swing it back the other way and drive it up the field. Franco playing right back, but he is in a forward position right now on that play, trying to sneak up. Can't get it past Edgar, who tracks it down. In watching both these teams in film so far this season, we can say their offenses have been very patient. One thing we do know, they have played very settled and staunch defense thus far.
A lot of defensive play on the pitch already, and you're going to see this, I think, as the match progresses. It's going to, watching both sides kind of settling in a defensive shell, and an early goal here will mean a lot, no matter which way it goes.
In the most recent game for this Nashville SC team, they found the opposing team, Indy 11, scoring 2 goals in the early going. We were able to get 1 back before halftime, but no scoring in the second half, left them with the 2-1 loss. That was their last game that they played. That was not this past Saturday, but the Saturday before that. Ball inside. Mensah is offside, though, for their first real opportunity for Nashville SC.
The flag was up very early on that one, but you watch how deliberate they are in building the attack. Very, very conscious of the play in the midfield, not pushing it forward despite the fact that they've got scoring threats up front.
Very young and fast lineup put out here today by Penn FC head coach Raul Voss, who quite young himself, 34 years old. In his first year as a head coach. Cut his teeth with the Tampa Bay Rowdies the last couple years. Before that, he was with Fort Lauderdale. He is a coach who was not pleased with what he got Saturday out of this team, but was thrilled with the fight and the effort and ending that game and what they were able to do in clawing out and getting a point out of that game with Charleston.
Really a terrific pickup of that point. Very, very important. This side has played well at home. Saturday night, not necessarily the best effort. Coach was not exuberant about their play, but he focused on the defensive side, and you and I think we're both looking at the fact that the offense really hadn't completely gelled. The attack lacked a little bit, particularly in the support coming forward when they were moving upfield.
One of the things about this Penn FC team so far this year, if you look at them statistically, one thing that really jumps out at you is how few shots they've taken thus far this year. This ball's going to go all the way over the end line for a goal kick for Penn FC. So far, there are 33 teams in the USL. 32 is the rank right now for Penn FC in terms of shots taken. That is 29 shots in 4 games. Only one team is worse. That's the Ottawa Fury, who have yet to win a game and have only tied 1 so far this year. They've only taken 20. Penn FC has taken a total of 29. That is just 7 shots taken per game, basically, by this team. That's not going to get it done very often.
No, it's really remarkable, Brian. You've got to take more shots on frame because obviously those scoring opportunities are the only ways that you put marks on the board, and I think that's going to be a challenge for this side in this match and in the ones to come in the immediate future, because you've got to get that offensive system down and you've got to get those players gelled and working together to create those opportunities and to get those shots on goal.
Foul called against Akinyode as he ran right up the back of Menjivar. So it is going to be a free kick opportunity for Penn FC as Jerry Ortiz will step to it. Ortiz, Colombian national, 25-year-old, and also Pedro Gaval is also over there as well. So one of them will take this one. See who decides to step to the ball. Everyone packing in here in the 12th minute, looking for maybe the first real opportunity offensively of the game for either team. Ball placed, shot, and up and rising over the top, as it will be a goal kick coming up for Nashville. Ortiz not off by too much there.
Yeah, a little over the bar, but not a bad idea. In that situation, that's not necessarily anything that you can complain about at all. Take the shot and see what happens.
So it'll be a goal kick coming up for the veteran, Matt Pickens. Already 3 clean sheets on the year for this Nashville SC team. MLS experience with the Chicago Fire, with the Colorado Rapids, and with the New England Revolution. 168 games, all told, in playoffs and regular season action in MLS action, including the 2010 championship, which his head coach, Gary Smith, was the head coach for. We've got a foul again, and this is going to be tracking back on that one. They are going to catch. That is going to be Edgar, who gets called for the foul.
And this set piece may create some real opportunities for Penn FC. That last shot, by the way, Brian, we said it was rising. It actually was dropping. He was looking for that high left corner, and he might have been more on the bead than we thought.
Let's take a look again, as that is Freddie Opoku, who was making a run. Wasn't a lot there, but enough that our center referee blew the whistle, and will give Ortiz another opportunity, or Opoku over there as well. Might be the left of Opoku if they want to bend it, or if Jerry wants to take another one, he has that option. He got the practice the last time. This one's ripped right at Pickens, and Pickens is able to punch it high in the air. This one's still in play. Ball played by Venter. In the box it goes. We'll tussle for it. Penn FC with it. Here's Menjivar. Pocket picked. Nashville has it the other way, and again, another foul whistle.
A card on this, too. I'm not sure. A lot of chatter.
Our center referee is Laurent Vargan. He has already whistled several fouls in the offensive third of Penn FC against Nashville. And this is another one that does not make the visitors very happy. No card. But what we see here is Menjivar going in there, and he gets, or check that, that is Venter on the back end of that, taken by Mensah. And that little tug was enough, and now Ortiz to one side, and it will be Pedro Gaval, who has a dangerous left foot on the other side here in the 15th minute.
That last set piece, you saw a real rip. I mean, that was a lot of mustard on that shot.
This may be Gaval with the left foot. He looks like he's going to strike this one. Nope. Ortiz again, and this is just wide of the mark. Pickens had a dive to it, but that had a little dip to it, and enough dipsy-do that I don't think he was getting that one if it was on frame.
No, and from our angle, it looked like it might be there. So that was a nice shot. You're right. He would not have gotten it.
It was high enough that Pickens was not going to be able to cover that one. A great effort from Ortiz, but it goes wanting. And now in the 16th minute, we remain 0-0, Penn FC and Nashville. ESPN Plus is the new streaming home of the USL in the United States. Watch all of the action throughout the 2018 regular season and USL Cup playoffs starting on Saturday, April 14th. Visit USLsoccer.com for more details.
And that wind really picking up now, Brian. It's going to be a factor in the rest of this match.
It is swirling, but more to the back and helping Penn FC at this point. So they sort of need to take that advantage here in the first half, you would think.
You would, and it's coming across the field, but as you correctly point out, mostly to their back.
Pass up to the outside, unable to control that one is Nashville. So they're going to throw it in here for Penn FC over on that far side. Headed up in the air, and this time it's going to be a foul against Heineman of Penn FC. So they'll move that ball up a little bit. Might be Bradley Borges who's going to take this one. Borges, a defender out of Cypress, Texas, where temperatures don't usually dip down as low as they are here right now.
The scoreboard out on the far end of the pitch says it's 60 degrees.
It lies.
I do not believe that for a minute.
The icicles hanging from my chin right now say that's wrong. Here comes Penn FC with an opportunity, and once again, a Penn FC player goes down, but this time the whistle stays in the pocket.
They say that was a clean tackle.
And Nashville has the ball. Akinyode plays it over to Edgar, and now on the near side, this is Justin Davis. Taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, and maybe tactically also by Gary Smith's team, considering that they have the wind disadvantage in this first half. Ball played long, again trying to play long against the three-man back of Penn FC. Moloto almost keeps the ball in play, but does get Venter to come over and knock it out of play. So it will be a throw-in coming up for Nashville. All the way up to take this one is Justin Davis, trying to drop it back to him, and a poor touch that time for Nashville, as it was Taylor Washington who attempted to play it right back to Davis and sends it out of play. Unforced error there, and snuffs out any sort of chance of threatening on that play for Nashville. Ball up to Heineman. He'll drop it to the middle. Rivera switches the point of attack. A lot of room over on that side by Gaval. Long ball up. Ortiz can't get the right foot up, and it goes all the way back to Pickens in the box. Want to get exclusive video content and photography from across the USL? Make sure to follow the league's official Instagram account at USL Soccer.
And Penn FC has done a pretty good job of controlling the ball, but their scoring opportunities have all come off of set pieces thus far.
Here comes Nashville. Once again trying this left-hand side with Davis. Good pressure from Rivera forces it back to Pickens, and the veteran keeper will switch it over to the right side. Borges slips down. Ortiz pressured him, and then Menjivar ends up getting the errant pass. Here with the rush. Here comes Miguel Jaime. Cross to the back post is a little bit too strong, looking for Heineman. It's going to be a goal kick for Nashville SC.
Nashville very deliberate in building their attack. Very consistent in their short passing game across the back line before they even move it into the midfield. So it's going to be interesting to watch how they can move offensively against a pretty stalwart Penn FC defense.
It is a rabid fan base in Nashville, as somewhere between 19,000 to 20,000 fans attended their USL home opener this season. And it is a city that already has been awarded an MLS expansion franchise. Have not announced the official date, depends on stadium building and whatnot, but that is something that is coming, and something really for Nashville to look forward to. As over the last few years especially, it has become a hotbed for U.S. soccer.
And you've got to love that. I mean, it's really terrific when you've got these fan bases that are not only enthusiastic but are large. You know, you think of Cincinnati and Nashville as well. They're really, really doing a great thing for the USL and for the game itself.
We're going to see our first yellow card at bare minimum here. I think that's all we're going to get out of this. But it is a yellow card shown on that far side. As
he thought about it, though, didn't he? The official. I think he did.
Thought about. Yeah, let's take a look at this again, because here is Opoku coming up the field. And that is going to be Robin Schrute who gets the whistle on that far side. Schrute out of the UK, listed as a forward playing on the right wing here, and now is going to have to be a little bit more careful as that card comes in the 21st minute of play. So he takes down Opoku from behind. Throw in comes. Behind everyone is Mensah. He's got a little bit of room here. Cutting to the middle of the field. He's tracked by three guys. Unfortunately for him, Schrute was well offside, was not an option, and he has to play it long for a goal kick. It's a wasted opportunity for, again, two teams that struggle to put the ball in the back of the net, and I think right now, Charlie, we're seeing why.
Yeah, you make the point pretty well, Brian, and I was a little surprised I didn't see the flag, but so clearly offside, and a wasted opportunity because they had numbers.
So Penn FC here in the 22nd minute of the scoreless game. Menjivar in the back. Gaval comes to the inside. Opoku, Ortiz, good pressure inside by Washington and his mates from Nashville. Will force the ball all the way back into the defensive half. Now here's a pass by Tribbett, loses it. Ortiz steps in, takes it right back. Here's Rivera, and it skips past him over the near sideline. Again, wind playing a factor, just having to figure out exactly how hard you can kick the ball, with what sort of pace, what sort of angle that is going to be able to navigate the wind.
It really does change things around, and on that particular play you saw the fact that the wind picked up that ball and pushed it out of bounds, or you might have had a real situation that reversal of fields is going to be very, very tough. Here's a steal.
Good takeaway. Schrute picks the pocket, over on the right foot, shot, and it's wide of the mark. Trying to put it past Lewis, but could not pick out the back corner, as that is the guy who had the card, but this time gets a great steal, and that is Robin Schrute with an opportunity that goes wanting for Nashville. Play the fast play games from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Players must be 18 or older. Play responsibly. There's that step over, and it was there. He just wasn't able to hit the mark.
Nice takeaway and a good opportunity, but couldn't find the mark.
So it's Sean Lewis with the goal kick. He'll drive this one and look like a powerful individual when he does that. No call there, and Heineman remains down afterwards. Play continues. Opoku over on the left-hand side. Passes to the inside. Menjivar chips it, looking to the left side of the box. Opoku trying to get there, and we're going to have a corner kick coming up, as it's going to be last touch by Nashville, but again, back near the middle of the field, and that is the picture you have. It is Heineman, back of his head, not feeling good about this at all. So we will have to check to see how Tommy Heineman is for Penn FC.
He's getting up.
He's not moved a lot since the initial time he went down. There was a lot of contact on the inside on the play. It was the goal kick from Lewis. He got pushed from behind and in jostling for position. We'll see if we can see this here. Here he is with Edgar in the back, the elbow in the back, and maybe just caught him in the wrong place. So he went down very quickly, and it is Heineman who will be walking over to the side after that, getting checked out by the team doctor. Looks like he's going to be okay. And that takes one more target away here for Penn FC on this corner kick. But here's an opportunity for Ortiz. The right footer will take an in-swinger, and that will not do much of anything there as it goes all the way past the frame and over the other end line. Goal kick coming up for Nashville SC. 2-2-1 on the season. They are sitting right now in playoff position 8 in the Eastern Conference. But it is a very young season at this point. They started off by losing at Louisville, as most teams do. The defending champions beat them 2-0. Then a draw 0-0 against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, just like this Penn FC team did. Then they got their inaugural win, 1-0 over Bethlehem on March 31st. They won at home against Charlotte 2-0 and then lost at the Indy 11 2-1. And this is 10 days off for them in between that game. And what's even more interesting is they will then go another, I believe, 11 days until their next game, Sunday, May 6th, when they're at New York Red Bulls 2. Here's Penn FC with Ortiz on the rush. Bump from the side, no call. And it is Nashville who looks to spring the counter the other way. In the middle of the field is Schrute. Over here to Washington. Drops it back for Maloto. Inside, Schrute turns with right foot, and that skies over the bar. Goal kick for Penn FC.
Turned it well, but couldn't quite get over it enough and sails it over the bar.
Sean Lewis again getting the start here tonight for Ramu Pizer, the 38-year-old goalkeeper who had started every game thus far for Penn FC coming into this one. Will get a break. Probably expect to see him again on Saturday in Penn FC's next game, which is down at North Carolina FC. But with Sean Lewis, had 6 starts a year ago. 2 of them were clean sheets. Played his college ball at both Western Michigan and at Oakland. First 3 years were at Western Michigan, and he transferred out to Oakland University for his senior season. Shows good athleticism back there, too. And that's one thing I've always been impressed with Sean Lewis. And know
Very
that he's a guy that they can count on. Here's Rivera over on the right wing. Chip to the inside, got dispossessed very nicely by, that was Justin Davis, but they can't keep it in play, can Nashville on the near side, so it's a throw-in coming up. Penn FC quickly gets it back in play. Here is Ortiz, a bending, windy ball that Heineman is going to have a little bit of contact with the keeper, Matt Pickens. And as most center backs will do, if you have contact from a forward against your keeper, you will immediately make sure that the forward understands that he is not supposed to do that in a physical way himself. So it was Edgar who had inserted himself in the fray.
A little message.
And our center referee has been busy here. Laurent Varga already has had his hands full here in this first half in the 28th minute. And we are going to see a card to Tommy Heineman. And Heineman can't believe it. And I think part of the reason is because there was no call on the play he went down earlier. And that's why I think he's frustrated more than anything else. So Heineman gets the yellow card here in the 28th minute. Select is the official soccer ball of the USL. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit www.selectsportamerica.com. Receive free shipping on orders over $50. I believe that is the definition, Charlie, of apoplectic.
Yeah, he's not happy, and he's arguing a call over a play long pass, which generally doesn't work, but, you know, sometimes they're looking for the next call.
Message sent by the center referee in terms of the card. Each team now has had a card apiece here in the first half. We are still looking for a goal, though. Penn FC and Nashville SC. Two teams that I think more than anything, you see a goal here, maybe this thing opens up. Until that happens, both teams may be a little bit more content just to play very close to the vest.
They're very tentative. There's no question about that, and it looks like that's Nashville's style. Whether or not that's Penn FC style, we really don't know yet because this is a very, very new squad, and tonight you've got different personnel than you had on the field on Saturday nights. We're still not quite sure what their style is, but it looks like Nashville's style is just to be very deliberate, to build the attack very slowly, to work it across the back line and then into the midfield with a lot of short passing.
Schrute, Akinyode, Moloto, Davis. Mensah gives it away, and it's cleared by Venter up to Heineman. Chests it down, trying to step over, and he's dispossessed the ball by Edgar over to the near sideline. It'll be a throw in for Penn FC. Menjivar with it now to Rivera, but here comes an opportunity for Opoku, and his speed is menacing. Kimura has to quickly tow the ball up to the far sideline. Ends up being slid out of play by Penn FC. It'll be a throw in for Nashville.
30 minutes into the match, and as you've said a couple of times, Brian, still no real scoring opportunities except off of the couple of set pieces down here on the Penn FC side. So it's going to be very interesting to see which team can mount an attack that really puts some pressure on goal.
50-50 ball, the aerial challenge won by Penn FC, but now it's Nashville who takes it back away. And the home team will track it down for a throw-in on the far side as neither team able to get the possession there. Only one other game going on tonight, and that is the team that Penn FC played in their last game, Charleston, as they are down at Atlanta United 2. That's a 7 o'clock start time, I believe, down in Georgia. Nashville with it in the back. They'll move it over here to this near side. A little bit of room here for Washington. Drops it back to the middle of the field. Michael Reed has been rather quiet here in the early going. Davis back to Edgar. Penn FC playing in this area when it's back in the Nashville end with 4 along the back, although they will stretch out to 3 in the back at other times.
And the indication of time of possession here is kind of interesting because it shows Nashville with a decided advantage, but much of their possessing has been on their back line, just very, very deliberately and slowly working it around.
Takeaway, here's Gaval. Opoku trying to deflect one, and he gets a corner kick as he tries to twist across in towards either Heineman or Rivera. The block there made on that side by Kimura, and it will be a corner kick coming up for Penn FC.
And you saw his speed on that run really make a difference.
The veteran defender, Kosuke Kimura, able to at least stop that from being a scoring opportunity, but it will be Ortiz now with the in-swinger from the right side. The number 7 shirt for Penn FC will take this corner. Has some congestion in the middle. They'll play it short. Opoku, almost a giveaway, but Gaval has it in the box. Back out to Ortiz. Steps to the left foot. Now down to the byline, and he doesn't get there in time before it goes over the end line for a goal kick. Visit the USL's Instagram story every Monday evening to watch Kelsey Steele's hat trick as she breaks down 3 key talking points from the previous week's action. Brian Kaiser along with Charlie Giroux. Jessica Crossan's down on the field. We've got 33rd minute action here in USL Soccer. Midweek play here on a Tuesday. It's Penn FC and Nashville SC knotted up at 0-0.
And when you play those corners short, as Penn FC did there, Brian, you really want to do it very, very quickly because you want to catch the defense not reacting. And when you do it a little bit slower, the defense gets a chance to react and shift.
Throw-in coming up for Nashville here on this near side. Davis. That one's played right back out by Miguel Jaime, who gets his first start of the season for Penn FC. Good look at him. Young midfielder. Here's Penn FC in the back. Tribbett got a piece of that one. They'll play it all the way back. Tribbett can't get it all the way out of the zone, though. Washington now, Akinyode cannot keep it from getting stuck on his feet, and it will go out of play off of him. Again, this is a Nashville side. Is a giveaway for Penn FC, and that's under very little pressure there. Franco trying to drop it back.
Error. I mean, down in this end, there's a handball.
Now here's another one as Akinyode, 2 straight touches for him in the offensive third. One where he can't control it with his feet, and the other one where he tries to dribble it with his hand.
I don't think they allow that.
Not in this sport. Not very often, at least. If you've got the gloves like the guy walking to it right now, you're allowed to touch it in that special box area. But Sean Lewis was not the guy with it. It was instead Bolu Akinyode of Nashville. There's Lewis.
Sean looks dressed for a much warmer evening.
He has not been busy either here in this first half, other than taking a few goal kicks. But neither team really pressuring much in this first half. See if Penn FC can get something going here. Ortiz down to the left side. Gavao outrushed by Kimura, but he takes it away. Left-footed swing inside. Pickens will punch it out right to the feet of Ortiz, but his first touch betrays him, and Kimura is able to tow it back to midfield.
He really needed to settle that just a little bit more because he would have had a clear shot on goal.
Opoku for Penn FC to the middle of the field. Not much pressure there. Dropped by Venter all the way back now to Lewis from Menjivar. High ball, only yellow jerseys around that one. Headed back into the Penn FC zone as both teams looking for a little possession. Heinemann's touches have been limited and also not in dangerous areas. That one, that kick from the goalie did not get all the way out, and now a rush. Washington back post, and it went skirting by Schrute on the backside. I almost think if he lays out for that one, he might actually have a chance of scoring.
I thought he was going to, because that was the opportunity. If he had laid out, I think he would have had it, and the goal on that side was wide open.
Let's take another look at that one.
Come over.
Here's Washington, the low cross on the back post, and yeah, he was just on the wrong foot to try to make that play. So we've got a throw in on the far side for Penn FC. Penn FC 0-1-3, but after losing their first game of the season against Charleston 1-0 down at Charleston, 3 straight draws for the team from Pennsylvania. First a 0-0 at Pittsburgh, a 1-1 at Atlanta United 2, and then this past Saturday, just 4 days ago, against Charleston Battery here at FNB Field, a 1-1 draw. 37th minute of a scoreless game. Here's Jorge Rivera over on the right side, and he cannot keep it away from Justin Davis, who will force a throw in. Jaime to Rivera. Franco twisted in the box, and it will be towed out for a corner kick off the foot of David Edgar. Play fast play from the Pennsylvania Lottery. New games every month mean more ways to win. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. First time they're going to have a corner kick from this left side, and this will be an in-swinger off the foot of Freddie Opoku. Opoku puts the arm down. We'll play it short. A shot rising all the way that time from Jerry Ortiz.
And I'll tell you, Brian, that had wind underneath it. I watched it from a higher elevation than you were just a minute. You could see it literally sail on the strength of the wind underneath it. That was not necessarily all his foot.
Ortiz has been a lot of the attempted offense so far here for Penn FC. Again, he's been playing professionally in Columbia since 2011. This is his first year here with Penn FC. A dynamic player with a very good right foot, but unable to find the mark there. 50-50 ball, one in the middle by Penn FC. On the on rush, good step by the captain, Justin Davis of Nashville. Will force Penn FC to bring it all the way back. Venter back to his keeper. Back over to Venter on the right side. He'll play it to the middle of the field. No one there in blue jerseys. Instead, it's a lot of gold. Here comes Nashville into the front, and another play where it pretty much sums up the entire first half here, Charlie, between these two teams. There have been times when just not sharp play for either team. For Nashville, you wonder if that 10-day layoff has really affected them in that way.
Yeah, you would say a little bit rusty, but I think that the layoff both has its advantages because you're physically ready, but mentally maybe not quite ready to play, and it shows a little bit.
Nashville has it on the right side. Camara. Borges. Long ball up. Mensah wasn't ready to make his run, and Tribbett was right with him to shield it all the way back to Lewis. Which teams are hitting peak performance in the USL? Find out every Monday afternoon when the USLsoccer.com power rankings are released to see where your team sits after its most recent results. They were just released recently. The most recent ones, Nashville was at number 16 in the league. Penn FC got to win a game, I think, before they take notice to you, and it hasn't happened yet, even though this 3-game unbeaten streak is a positive thing for this squad. But they can get a win, maybe they can get a little bit more notice on those rankings.
And as you said at the top of the broadcast, they've got to score some goals. 4 matches, 2 goals, that's simply not going to make it. Here's another takeaway.
And a takeaway here and an opportunity is the on-rushing back. That is Justin Davis to the middle of the field. Moloto has not had many touches, drops to Akinyode, and now it's Reed. Back to Moloto. And dispossessed the ball is Schrute.
But you notice on that sequence, the Nashville style, instead of spreading the field wide, here's another opportunity.
Here's Rivera on the right side, but numbers are not there. So he will slow it up just a little bit. Ortiz in the middle of the pitch. Chips it. Heineman, backside, gets the left foot to it, redirects it towards Pickens, but the feeble shot is easily gobbled up by the Nashville netminder.
Yeah, not much on that one.
So it'll be Nashville with a little bit of possession here. As we approach, we're getting closer and closer to the end of this first half, and I would not expect much stoppage time at all. Heineman had that slight issue where he was down for a moment, so we might get a minute of stoppage time. I wouldn't think any more than that, especially sometimes with the weather too. If they're worried about rain, that stoppage time
the extra
also
time doesn't loom as large.
It does not. They blow whistles a little bit quicker sometimes if they're trying to make sure they get the pristine conditions. Nice play by Venter trying to get it back to Lewis, but he can't quite get there. He nodded it back to him, and I thought Lewis was going to get there, but Sean unable to get to the back line in time. It'll be a corner kick now for Nashville. I believe this is their first corner kick of the game, and it's Justin Davis comes all the way up from his left back position.
I'm not sure whether that was just miscommunication or a flub. I'm really not. Those are the things you wonder about when you sit up here in the broadcast booth and look down.
So it will be Davis, the 29-year-old defender out of Arizona. That would be his state of birth, not his college. He played his college ball at University of New Mexico. Left-footed delivery into the box, headed back out by Heineman, who's all the way back on the back line to help out. Here comes Penn FC leaking out. The speedy Opoku down the left side, and he is taken down from behind by Moloto. This could be red.
It should be, because he was ahead of the play.
The only thing that saves him is he was not the last man back, but that was a nasty tackle from Lebo Moloto, the South African.
He was ahead of the play. There's no question about that. And that was a very nasty tackle from behind.
The South African picks up yellow here in the 43rd minute. And here's that play again. Opoku on the run. The fact that Camara is behind him is the only thing that prevents that from being red.
You're right. There were actually 2 defenders back there. I was a little over-anxious.
So it will be a restart coming up for Penn FC. The USL's official Twitter feed keeps you up to date with news, live game updates, and highlights from around the league 24/7. Follow at USL on Twitter. We will have your halftime statistics and a lot more coming up at our halftime show. That's coming up in just a few minutes, but Jerry Ortiz with the right foot to it, the fluorescent cleats, able to put it on frame. The low bouncing shot, though, easily taken by Pickens. He'll quickly outlet the ball. Here's Washington on the left side near midfield. Can Nashville make something happen? Not here. Menjivar for Penn FC comes to the ball first. Rivera tries to play it into a double team. 50-50 opportunity is won by Nashville. And out of there comes Ortiz. 44th minute of play in a scoreless match. Penn FC and Nashville. A couple of teams that between them in their games this season have a total of 6 goals scored between the two sides. Can they find one here? Maloto in the inside. Schrute tries to take it. Left shot, footed shot is no. And Lewis with the save boots it out. Another one sent right back in by Reed. That is deflected and knocked away by Penn FC.
First real scoring opportunity there for Nashville, and Lewis makes a good save.
Schrute sort of double clutched on that one. Couldn't get the ball away initially, and that gave enough time for Lewis to recover and get in prime position coming out off his line. Last minute of regulation. The visitors finally with a little bit of life offensively in that last little flurry. Can they capitalize on it? Here's Washington. Back to Lewis. Check that, Davis. Diagonal run. Edgar. Inside. Schrute goes down. Nothing going to be called there. Jaime the other way for Penn FC.
Long run here.
There's going to be 2 minutes of stoppage time added to the end of the first half. So a little bit of time for both these teams. And Ortiz gets clipped by Kimura for a free kick for Penn FC.
They don't seem to mind how cold it is out here, Brian.
We'll see if anybody can have some stoppage time magic. Excellent play that time by Jorge Rivera to keep it in play and keep the possession in the offensive half for Penn FC. Venter, Menjivar, inside Heineman, flips it back out. Jaime looking in the corner. Rivera cannot get there in time. It'll be a goal kick for Nashville SC. Congratulations go out to Ken Tribbett, named to the USL Team of the Week for his performance in Penn FC's last game against the Charleston Battery on Saturday. Won 10 of 14 aerial challenges, had 5 interceptions, and he just happened to have a bicycle kick goal that right now in the USL Goal of the Week voting is on the top of the list.
As it should be.
We're a little biased with that.
A little biased, but that was just a spectacular play.
But right now the fans who have voted agree with us, and we invite you as always to vote as well for the Goal of the Week. Kimura over on that right side. Borges. So we are in stoppage time of a scoreless game here in the first half in a chilly Harrisburg, Pennsylvania FNB field. Penn FC and Nashville SC looking for the opener. Throwing coming up for the visitors. Kimura all the way up from the right back position. Directing traffic, looking for somebody to move for him to get open. Ball won immediately by Ortiz, who had tracked back to help out. Chipped up the midfield. That should do it for the first half. Big collision, but nothing going to be called here. And not very happy. You can see Raul Voss and his coaching staff in the background not happy about the collision there as time stops here in the first half.
Heineman again pleading the case. He's been on his number all evening.
The busiest guy in this first half has been center referee Laurent Varga, as he has had a lot of whistling to do and some physical play either way. What we have not seen, though, is we have not seen any scoring in this first half, as Penn FC and Nashville SC are tied up 0-0 at halftime. And in just a second, we're going to go down to our Jessica Crossan, who's going to talk to Penn FC head coach Raul Voss and get his impressions of the first half. But quickly, Charlie, your impressions. This game needs a goal.
Needs a goal, and it's going to be a game changer. It may not be the determinative factor in the game, but whoever strikes first is going to have a decided advantage in this match.
Let's go right down to Jessica Crossan, who has Penn FC's head coach.
Let's talk a little bit about this first half. It's definitely been a very physical game. We're tied 0-0. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, we knew they would come out pressing and play a lot of high balls, a lot of aerial challenges, so we were prepared that it's going to be a physical match. Too many mistakes right now from us, easy turnovers. I believe if we're a little better on the ball, can actually create a lot more chances here.
What changes would you like to see the team make going into the second half, maybe to score a goal?
always scoring goals, that's always great. Also stay a little calmer on the ball. At times we give the ball away too fast, too easy, rush things a little. If we stay a little calmer, I really believe we can break them down here.
All right, thank you, Coach. Good luck. Thank you. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Jessica. And we're going to step out for a break right now. We'll come back with our halftime show. At the half, it's Penn FC 0, Nashville SC 0. This is USL Soccer.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
Did you know all electronics must be recycled? It's the law. But more importantly, it's the right thing to do.
At the Recycling Center, Dauphin County residents can recycle older broken TVs, computers, cell phones, laptops, major appliances, even paper.
The Recycling Center is conveniently located on Cameron Street in Harrisburg. It makes recycling fast, safe, and simple.
Stop by the Dauphin County Recycling Center today and help us recycle the right way.
Crooked Hill Townhomes is the official housing partner of Penn FC. The rental community located in Susquehanna Township features 3-bedroom townhomes with attached garages and optional finished basements. The community features 6 beautiful floor plans, a state-of-the-art fitness facility, and an off-leash dog park. For more information on the community, visit www.crookedhillapts.com. Crooked Hill Townhomes, the best in luxury living that Central PA has to offer.
Back at FNB Field here in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, where it's Penn FC 0, Nashville FC 0. And right now we've got a great halftime feature. The captain of Penn FC, Ken Tribbett, he's mic'd up. So let's go to that right now as we're looking for a goal here. And Kenny had one on Saturday. It was a big one against Penn FC. Right here on you.
Hi, I'm Ken Tribbett. This is Mic'd Up with Penn FC Rush.
Here we go. Come on, boys. Come on, yeah. Let's see. How's this ball? It's on. We're live.
Hi, I'm Ken Tribbett. This is Mic'd Up with Penn FC Rush.
Here we go. Come on, boys. Come on, yeah. Let's see. How's this ball? It's on. We're live.
I'm not saying it was fun, but you still talk about it. What?
Come on. Got yep. How many?
No, that was the first trip ever. That was the first trip ever.
Thank you. Anyway. Ole! 5, 6. 4. How's it, Mickey? Bro. Yeah. 20 warm.
You see there are halftime statistics. And right now, what we're going to do is we're going to throw this thing to something that is going to be a common feature for us. A lot of good stuff going on USLsoccer.com, and one of those things that you can check out on a frequent basis is the Blake Down. Let's go to that right now.
Welcome to the 4th episode of The Breakdown. Once again, I've handpicked my plays of the week, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
Ball sent in. Cross the way, team save, keeps it 1-0.
This clip is both attacking and defensive. You see on the Orange County counter-attack here, he does extremely well to carry his run forward, and he gives the defense of San Antonio a lot of problems. And then if you flip it now and you look at his recovery run, it's fantastic. You know, he tracks the immediate run of the attacker, and then he follows it through and continues to back up his keeper on the line. And it's a fantastic goal line clearance, and it keeps them in the game after 60 minutes.
Out. Back to Sari. Chip toward the back post. Felix Chaikum, and an early goal for S2.
The reason I've picked this clip is not just the finish and the header, but also if you watch Sari's assist. He backs up his winger here, and he creates himself an extremely good angle to give that cross. And technically it's an extremely tough pass to make. When the ball's coming at you and you've got to give a 90-degree angle on it and cross it at the back post, it's extremely difficult because you have to think about all sorts at that stage. You have to think about the keeper coming to catch it, but then also giving the loft to get it over the defender and down. And it's a fantastic assist, and that's the reason it's in my play of the week.
For O-line, Von Williams. Stepped up, his number was called. Look at this, perfectly timed. It's Suni Saad. Saad lines him up.
Suni Saad's goal for Indy 11, for me, was created purely by Iozzi's pass here. When the ball's played into Iozzi, he takes a couple steps back, and that gives him the opportunity to get his head up and see Saad's movement. And it's a fantastic driven pass over the defense, and it's a fantastic finish into the corner with good disguise.
Stability in terms of paying so that players from the Caribbean, players from South America.
This clip is one of my favorite ones. The athletic trainer for St. Louis, is just so casual with it. I mean, he takes it out the air one-handed as if he's not done anything about it. And you know, he's caught it and throw back, just dead casual, and I think he's amazed every single player on the bench, including all his players. So as you can see from the breakdown this week, it's not just players that get on, it's also athletic trainers. So keep that in mind for future games. I hope you've enjoyed my hand-picked plays from the week on the 4th episode of The Breakdown, and I look forward to seeing you next week.
And welcome back here to FNB Field in our broadcast location. Penn FC, Nashville SC, scoreless at the half. Brian Kaiser along with Charlie Jerome. Glad you could join us this evening for our midweek match. And here are halftime statistics. And I'd love to say that there's something really to write home about here, Charlie, but there's not. No goals and not a lot of action.
And when you look at the shot stat there, the shots on frame are only 3. 2 for the Penn FC side and 1 for Nashville. You simply don't score goals unless you put shots on frame.
And for Penn FC, 5 of the 6 shots taken by Jerry Ortiz. For Nashville, 3 of the 4 shots taken by Robin Schrute. So outside of those 2 guys, there have only been 2 other shots in the entire first half.
Right, and Ortiz's shots were mostly taken off of set pieces. And there's, you know, that's a big element of this match thus far.
3 corner kicks, as you can see, for Penn FC, 1 for Nashville, and also it's not included in those statistics are numerous, especially early on in the game, free kick opportunities in the offensive third for Penn FC. They had the win in the first half. They didn't have the possession, definitely, as you can see with the possession numbers. Nashville, 54%, a definite ploy to try to make sure that when they didn't have the win in their advantage, they were able to hold sway.
They wanted to control the action, control the ball with their short passing game. But again, if you look at the time of possession and consider how much of it was truly on the attack, I think Penn FC probably had the advantage.
One other thing to point out, cards in the first half, 1 against Penn FC, against Tommy Heineman, 3 against Nashville. That's Schrute, Moloto, and Borges picking up cards in that first half.
And it's been a very physical match. And if you ask Tommy Heineman, there could have been a few more cards.
He didn't get them, though, as we're now going to take a look at, you know, after these statistics, and they speak what you need to. There's still plenty of time, though, for fans to get out there and get their Penn FC season tickets. Still, with so many home games, so many great opportunities, and we've got 2 more coming up, not this coming weekend, but the following weekend, when they have the Tampa Bay Rowdies and the Ottawa Fury on Friday and Monday.
It's great soccer. It doesn't really get any better. In a terrific location and a family-friendly environment, something for everybody. Season tickets are the best way to do it, but come out to FNB Field and see soccer at its best.
www.pennfc.com is the website for the team that you can get your tickets, and make sure you take care of those. Next time we'll be with you as far as our next broadcast. That is going to be coming up next Friday, and that is again, not this coming Friday, sorry, the following Friday, when it is going to be May 4th, when the Tampa Bay Rowdies will come to town. Penn FC will go to North Carolina FC this Saturday for a game there. We're going to step out for a break. More of the halftime show and the second half is coming up after this. This is USL Soccer, Penn FC and Nashville SC, scoreless at the half.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
Did you know all electronics must be recycled? It's the law. But more importantly, it's the right thing to do.
At the Recycling Center, Dauphin County residents can recycle older broken TVs, computers, cell phones, laptops, major appliances, even paper.
The Recycling Center is conveniently located on Cameron Street in Harrisburg. It makes recycling fast, safe, and simple.
Stop by the Dauphin County Recycling Center today and help us recycle the right way.
Sugar Hill Townhomes is the official housing partner of Penn FC. The rental community located in Susquehanna Township features 3-bedroom townhomes with attached garages and optional finished basements. The community features 6 beautiful floor plans, a state-of-the-art fitness facility, and an off-leash dog park. For more information on the community, visit www.crookedhillapts.com. Crooked Hill Townhomes, the best in luxury living that Central PA has to offer.
And our first half highlights, and we'll put that in quotes right now because we were looking for a lot of different things to happen, and Jerry Ortiz may have had the best chance right there with a point-blank shot on a free kick. And we see another one from Ortiz there, and he's been the offensive game plan here for Penn FC in the first half after coming on as a second-half substitute late on Saturday's game against the Battery. He's the guy who's done a lot of the action for Penn FC. There's an opportunity for Heineman, a little bit too physical there, and got a card for it.
And a little subtle reminder from the Nashville defender.
Pickens has at least been active. Sean Lewis not as much, but here is possibly one of the best chances. A ball that went wanting on the far side, and Robin Schrute couldn't lay out for that one. It was off the wrong foot when that happened, and then a low knuckling shot towards Pickens, again by Ortiz. Here's Maloto. This was a great opportunity. Schrute, and a good save by Lewis, his only one of the first half that he had to make, and it was enough to keep this one scoreless. And that's pretty much what we saw here in the first half of play between these two teams. And as we said before, Charlie, this game really needs a goal to open it up.
It really does. I mean, we're beating a dead horse in some respects, but that is going to be the situation that really markedly changes this match. Neither one of these teams has been prolific in scoring this season. Only 2 goals in 4 matches for Penn FC. Putting one on the board early would be a big, both psychological and physiological advantage in this match.
You see Raul Voss over there on the Penn FC sideline. Earlier you saw David Smith on the Nashville SC sideline. Those two gentlemen, as everyone else is on the pitch, now dealing with rain, as it is now raining on the pitch here. We were expecting it maybe even earlier, so the fact that it held off this long is maybe a blessing. But we are underway here in the second half of action between Penn FC and Nashville SC. No score at halftime. By the way, one other game going on in the USL right now. They're in the 30th minute, and it is scoreless between the Charleston Battery and Atlanta United 2.
Our fans from out of town may want to notice that this pitch is a field made for baseball, and the areas of the infield that are covered with sod will get damp faster than the rest of the pitch. It's going to be a factor in this second half.
The team going that direction is the one with the ball right now. Penn FC trying to play a ball down the middle. Opoku tries to turn, and he is at least impeded by Borges. Cannot get the shot off, and Pickens is the guy who comes up with it in the back. Veteran play here, and a beautiful ball, though, as Opoku's speed continues to be an issue.
He's really fast and really does make a lot of plays just based solely on his speed. Tough to mark him up.
Good footwork there from Jaime. Goes to Menjivar, one of 3 players. Menjivar is, along with Gaval and Tribbett, who played in the game on Saturday. Here's the ball inside to Menjivar. Swing it back out. Ball twisted into the box. Heineman heads it, looking for the far post, but instead is going to trickle over the end line. And for a goal kick. It's a nice take by Franco over there. It was passed back to him. His right-footed delivery, as you can see. Heineman didn't miss that one by much, Charlie.
Good service into the box, and again, just putting the head on the ball, a little bit different position, and you've got a score. The nice news about all of this is that Penn FC is beginning to put some pressure on the Nashville defense.
Another aerial challenge. 57% of them in the first half won by Penn FC, and they win another one here, and also a free kick.
For a team that doesn't have as much physical size as some of the other sides, Brian, they do win well more than their share of those aerial battles. That's a real testament to the way they play.
Ball's going to be played back to the middle of the field. Venter's there. Now an on rush from Franco, switches the point of attack to the left to an on rush, and Gaval. Nice look ball inside. Here's Opoku, shot over the bar. Goal kick coming up for Nashville, but another great explosive play here in the opening 3 minutes of the second half.
And that's what you want to see. Again, he couldn't turn it quite as well as he wanted to, couldn't get his hips out over the ball exactly, so he sails it a little bit, but you're beginning to see the opportunities develop, and that's what you want to see at particularly at this stage of the match, or scoring opportunities, good space, good passing, good delivery, and good service into the box.
Ball headed back into the Penn FC end, but it will go over the far sideline. Nashville throw in a more dangerous position. This Nashville team, again, was off 10 days since their last game against the Indy 11. Their next game completes their 3-game home swing. That'll be on Sunday, May 6th. So they're off again this coming weekend, and they will play again Sunday, May 6th at New York Red Bulls 2. Next time they're home is on Sunday, May 13th, when they host the defending champions of USL, Louisville City. Ball flicked down left side of the box. A shot just wide. Maloto was on rushing, and he had an opportunity there and couldn't find the mark.
A lot of danger written on that situation, Brian, and from this angle, it almost looked like he'd scored.
7 goals for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds between 2015 and 2016. 7 goals a year ago for Swope Park. Not a goal here for Lebo Maloto.
And he had a lot of goal to shoot at there. Took it to the near post, wide situation on the far post.
Heineman tries to find Opoku with a header. Gaval instead comes back to it. Good turn by Heineman, and that is Akinyode who will be tugging him down. No card shown there. It could have been warranted.
Got a lot of jersey there.
It was a very easy call as far as it being a foul.
Oh, and his hand.
Grabbed his hand that time.
His hand.
So a little bit of PDA that time for Akinyode, called for a foul. So he tries to hold hands there with Heineman. It is Ortiz now who will twist it, looking back post, has a man, a header back towards the post, and it is not going to go for Penn FC, as that is on that backside. Great effort that time. Was that Tribbett again?
I believe it was.
So we're back to action here as a goal kick results from this. It was Ken Tribbett on the effort for Penn FC.
A little upset with himself. Thought he should have gotten more of his head on the ball, and had he had a lot of net on the near side.
Mensah comes in, leads with the forearm, and he will be shown yellow now. And Mensah trying to plead his case, the former City Islander. Picks up the yellow here as he puts one in the side of Venter. He's coming in, and anytime you lead with that arm, it's usually going to see cards.
And Mentz is a big, strong guy. He's a 200-pound, 6'1" forward, and he's strong.
Visit the USL's Instagram story every Monday evening to watch Kelsey Steele's hat trick as she breaks down 3 key talking points from the previous week's action. Penn FC off the restart. Wasn't in a dangerous position, but we've seen definitely a little bit more active play, I think, offensively already here in the first 6 minutes of the second half. Menjivar steps in. Once again, it is Mensah. And immediately, here comes your center referee, Lauren Varga, waving to him. That's it. Enough. That's 2 straight. 1 card, and this one, not a cardable offense, especially if it was going to be for a red. But it's one where Varga is saying that the physical play like that needs to stop now.
And he's had good control. He's not let anything go by that wasn't directed to his attention.
Drop back to Lewis. The keeper shanks it over to the right side, over the far sideline. A throw in a more dangerous position.
There.
And an opportunity now for Nashville SC. Second ball on the pitch will slow things down for a moment. Want to get exclusive video content and photography from across the USL? Make sure to follow the league's official Instagram account at USL Soccer. That's a throw-in that goes right to the foot of a Penn FC player on an opportunity for Nashville. Gaval for Penn FC. Over to Menjivar. Chips it up towards Opoku. Good turn, left-footed swing, not enough to get to Gaval, and it's picked off by Kimura. Borges comes over to Kimura. He'll play the long ball, looking for an on-rushing Mensah. Trevitt, and this is going to be another foul called against Mensah. This one, though, just trying to get position. He's going to have to be careful here, Charlie.
He is, and he's very aggressive, and he's a big guy, so he's very noticeable. And carrying a card already, he's going to have to be very, very cautious because although you're correct in saying that an official isn't going to be quick to put up a yellow when it would result in a red, sometimes you can't avoid it.
Gary Smith, the head coach for this Nashville SC team, has a lot of options over there on his bench at striker. So if he thinks that it's time, he may end up pulling Mensah, and I would think that may be sooner than later, considering the temperament of the game. Here's a ball played, slicing down the middle. Schrute. Ball is deflected, and Lewis will be the guy who comes over to it for Penn FC. Tribbett gives a shake to Schrute. I think on the way by, got a piece of him with the cleat. Unintentional play and nothing called. Almost a giveaway there from Ventnor in the back. Ball played up, though. Ortiz turns with the right foot. First cut unkind. Able to somehow get the ball and squeeze it over there on the right side to Rivera. Can't retain possession. And here comes Nashville SC. Almost a giveaway in the middle of the field. Worst place to try to clear it. And it's fortunate for Nashville SC that they get it back. Drop back to Reed in the middle. The captain finds Akinyode back to the left foot of Reed. Turning as Moloto. He is dispossessed of the ball, but a foul called first against Marco Franco of Penn FC.
You saw in that last sequence, though, what Coach Voss at halftime was saying, and those are those little giveaways and little mental mistakes that Penn FC made in the first half and have repeated somewhat here in the second that have really broken up their attack.
Kimura goes to Reed in the middle. Drops it off. Akinyode to Mensah. They'll drop it back out, relieving a little pressure, forcing Penn FC to chase. Nashville back into their own half just slightly. Edgar, a rare touch here in the second half. Moloto swings it down to the left side. Henderson will try to bend it. Man open to the back post. Schrute cleared. A driving ball right back in by Reed is caught and held by Sean Lewis. Lot of foot to that one by the captain of Nashville SC, Michael Reed.
That was a laser.
And fortunately for Penn FC, it was a laser that was directly at the netminder. Didn't have to move much, not enough swerve to make it dangerous.
Not even a little bit.
Nashville wins the ball in their half. Here's Moloto. Venter forces him all the way back, wins the double team. Great job there. Here's Ortiz, a little bit of space, stepping up from 30 yards out from goal. Pulls it back out. Triple team now. Nobody supporting initially. Franco comes to help him. Here's Jaime. Overlapping is Franco on the right side. Plays it back post. Headed up by Kimura. Out of a little bit more danger to the left side of the box.
But that lack of support really showed there. You saw Ortiz looking for help until he was triple teamed, and then he's got nothing else to do with the ball.
Mensa double team, loses the ball at midfield. Jaime now to Menjivar. Franco, who had the dangerous cross just a moment ago. Now Menjivar, right side of the circle, looking for Heineman. Doesn't find him, but the speed of Opoku forced Kimura to quickly clear it over to the side. Here's a turn for Rivera. Won nicely by the veteran Justin Davis. Up the field it goes. Mensa one-on-one against Tribbett. It's a battle that has been waged in several U.S. Open Cup games in the past when Tribbett was a member of the Philadelphia Union and Mensa was a member here with the Harrisburg City Islanders. Down the middle of the field, here comes Nashville. Reed, who had a hard shot just a little bit ago, drops it off to Maloto. Won by Gaval. Tries to drop it up the side. Penn FC with an opportunity. Another hard foul. This time to slow things down, and that is Reed, who takes down Miguel Jaime. This, again, indicative of that physical play.
Pretty nice ball up the touchline there, but then to break things up, a hard foul.
Play fast and win instantly with Fast Play from the Pennsylvania Lottery. With new games every month, there's so many ways to win. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. Nashville, after the restart, gets it back, but an immediate giveaway from Reed as Gaval steps in the passing lane. Here's Ortiz. Out to an open man on the outside. That's Rivera looking inside. Menjivar can't get there first, but pressures it enough that the possession stays with Penn FC. Gaval over on this left side. Has Opoku in front of him. Opoku will take the square run. Drops it back to Rivera, who has come over here to the left side. Plays the ball cross field looking for Franco. Nashville intercepts, and here's Maloto coming the other way. Good on rush over on that left-hand side. Pass to the inside. Enough contact on it and not an intentional deflection back, so Lewis is able to scoop it up before Mensa was able to do anything in the middle of the field. 59th minute of play, still scoreless Penn FC and Nashville. Brian Kaiser along with Charlie Giroux. Glad you could join us midweek here on this Tuesday soccer action. Edgar knocks down Heineman. And for the second time in this game, Tommy Heineman looking for a foul call after that sort of a contact, and for the second time in this game doesn't get it. Got up a little quicker this time, though.
He didn't sit there quite as long, but he's frustrated. There's no question about it. And I'm wondering why there wasn't some sort of call on that.
We're going to have a substitution coming into the game for Penn FC in just a moment, as they'll be the first one to go to their bench, as Raul Voss is looking to bring in for the first time Prince Baffo. And he will replace Jorge Rivera when that substitution is made. They have not made it yet, but they will be in the next opportunity. So Baffo, the Ghanaian national, will make his debut after being signed in the middle of last week for Penn FC. Long ball played up towards Ortiz. Akinyode is there after the clearance from Davis. Twisted up all the way down the field. Nothing there. No opportunity here for Nashville. And the goalie, Sean Lewis, will bring it back to his box and then play it back out. Giveaway in the middle of the field. That is Maloto. Rivera, who may or may not know that his moments in the game are numbered, tracking back quite well and forces them to retreat. Here comes Nashville, bringing it over to the near side of the field. Borges chips it looking right side of the box. That's going to be very easily over the end line, and we will have that substitution here in the 61st minute. So the Puerto Rican national Jorge Rivera goes about 61 minutes today in his second start of the season. And he will make way for Prince Baffo. Known for scoring some long rangers and important goals in his time over in Ghana. And is one of 4 players on this Penn FC team who's on loan from Inter Allies FC. Also the team that Ropapa Mensah of Nashville SC came from Ghana.
Coach Voss looking for a little offensive spark here. And Prince Bafu, as you have suggested, scoring some important goals through his career, may be able to give that little spark right now because Penn FC really needs to get a consistent attack mounted.
Reed back to Edgar. Heineman pressuring. Ball played out on the outside. Akinyode. Now the ball up in the front. Here comes the on-rushing Washington, chips back post, looking. Gavao is there, but on-rushing is Reed. Drops it back off from Mensah. The former City Islander, though, loses the possession, and back the other way comes Penn FC. Baffo finds Ortiz. Heineman ranging on the left side, but they'll play centrally to Menjivar. 30 yards out from goal. Menjivar drops it off. There's Baffo. Left-footed cross, looking back post. No one there, and Pickens easily picks it off and throws it up the field. Miscommunication, though, from Nashville, and they just throw it out of play. As I think he was looking for Washington. Washington knew he had somebody behind him making a run, and it ends up going out of play for a throw-in for Penn FC.
Yeah, just total miscommunication there, and those are the things that frustrate teams as they go forward.
Ball scooped over to Gavao for Penn FC on the near side. Turned by Menjivar. Back to Gavao. Penn FC has arguably had a little bit better of the play here in this second half. Have been more dangerous as a team as well. But still no score in this one here in the 63rd minute.
Knocked on the door a couple of times, but not really with any consistency and not really with any force.
Chip down the side. Opoku, and check that, it's Baffo coming down that right-hand side. And Baffo will win a throw-in for Penn FC. Throw comes back to Ortiz. Chip, Opoku making a run. Kamari easily sniffed that out and made sure he didn't have an angle towards his keeper. The USL's official Twitter feed keeps you up to date with news, live game updates, and highlights from around the league 24/7. Follow at USL on Twitter. Giveaway in the back by Nashville. Here is Jerry Ortiz down the side. Trying to step to the inside between a double team. Here is Baffo. And Baffo is taken down, and actually they're going to get the foul back behind when Ortiz was taken down. We've got a yellow card shown behind the play there. See who that was. That may have been Washington. Yeah, Washington gets the yellow card here. Taylor Washington, the native of Somers, New York. That is yellow card number 5 here in the game. And as I suspected, Charlie, we are seeing a substitution up front as Ropapa Mensah playing with that yellow card comes out. Michael Cox, a 6'2 forward, 25-year-old out of Calgary, Alberta, who has a goal on the season in his 3 starts, will make an appearance here up front for Nashville SC.
You call that one, partner.
So it will be a free kick opportunity, and this will be the left foot of Freddie Opoku, taking it for Penn FC. He'll chip it to the back post. It is David Edgar who is there for Nashville. Ball played up and out by Menjivar as he tries to return it. ESPN Plus is the new streaming home of the USL in the United States. Watch all the action throughout the 2018 regular season and USL Cup playoffs starting on Saturday, April 14th. Visit USLsoccer.com for more details. And it is a privilege to bring this game to all of the folks viewing tonight, whether you be in Pennsylvania, whether you be down in Nashville watching your team on the road, or if you're anywhere around the world watching on ESPN Plus. Ball to the inside. Dangerous cross for Nashville SC, but nobody finds the handle on it. Heineman slips, so the ball goes back to possession to Nashville SC.
Yeah, the field isn't slick enough yet to cause a lot of distraction except for those little slip and fall situations. But I think if it continues to come down, you may see it play more of a factor in the game.
Akinyode plays it wide to Washington. Gets it to his right foot, looking back post. Gavao gets just a nod to it, enough to keep it away from Moloto and force a corner kick for Nashville. Corner kick number 2 of the game coming up for the visitors. Play the fast play games from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. As they did the first time, Justin Davis comes all the way across the field. Played with the NASL Minnesota franchises. Made 5 starts last year when they got promoted to the MLS. Davis this time a high ball to the back post, won by Penn FC, and headed out of danger. Moloto chips it to Edgar. Back over to Moloto, who makes a run down the left-hand side. Cross into the box. Lewis is there. No danger whatsoever, as Lewis was well on the spot. On the cross from Lebo Moloto. Sean Lewis will send his mates up the field. We'll get a chance to punt this one away. Puts it on the ground and drives it low, right to the foot of Opoku. Nice delivery there. Distribution from the keeper. We're going to have a foul called, though, as Opoku got double-teamed and then takes down Kimura. Restart will come back for Nashville SC. Charlie, how important do you feel this game is for Penn FC to try to pick up a win here?
I think it's real important for a variety of reasons. One, they're at home. They've always performed very well on FMB Field's pitch. 2, psychologically, they need a win. The season's now progressing. You're out of the earliest phases. 3, going on the road, you'd like to have that momentum with you. And 4, this is a team that they're, up against a side tonight that is a defensive team. So if you can put one in, call it a W, very important.
Matt LaGrasso will check into the game for Nashville SC. He will replace Robin Schrute, another one of those players who was on a yellow card. That substitution coming here in the 69th minute of play of this scoreless match between Penn FC and Nashville SC. It will be the restart coming up for Penn FC. So 2 of the 3 up front have been replaced now for Nashville by head coach Gary Smith. We have a foul here in the middle of the field, as I believe that may have been Akinyode. Once again, very physical midfield. And also, when you put David Edgar back there at center back for this Nashville team, with the combination of Reed, Akinyode, and Edgar, those are 3 guys who are going to challenge for every head ball and are going to be extremely physical doing it.
Big, physical, and yet Penn FC is winning the majority of those aerial wars, and that's really important in terms of style of play. This is a very physical side they're up against tonight. You've seen it both in the yellow cards and in the number of fouls that didn't result in cards.
58% of the aerial duels right now won by Penn FC. Ortiz drills one right off of Cox, comes right back to Penn FC, and the long ball played up looking for Tribbett down the left flank. Goes over the end line without much danger. So Matt Pickens will put this one back into play. We talked about Pickens and his laundry list of experience in the MLS. Also a guy who a year ago played for the Tampa Bay Rowdies, started 29 games for them in their inaugural season in the USL, and had 10 clean sheets in them. So we see another foul, this one against Cox, knocking down Tribbett from behind. And because our official wanted to talk a little bit to Cox first, wanted to make sure that we got this thing restarted again, we are going to see a substitution also, as Lucky M. Kasana will enter the game in place of Jerry Ortiz for Penn FC. That will come here in the 71st minute. But have to be impressed with what Jerry Ortiz did tonight.
Ortiz left it all on the pitch tonight. He did an outstanding job, and as you pointed out several times, Brian, in that first half, he was the offensive machinery of the Penn FC side. So it's going to be interesting to see what it looks like with him out, because he's been the spark plug tonight.
Heineman's been quiet. He gets a touch here, dispossessed of the ball, but Penn FC wins it right back. Play it back to the neutral part of the field. Venter over on that right side to Franco. Franco, he may be hurt as he goes down behind the play after the giveaway. Here's Washington as an opportunity presents itself as the Penn FC right back is down.
Not sure what happened there.
Up the field looking for Moloto. Washington drives it into the box. Cox is there, cleared away by Penn FC, and now they will stop play as it comes back towards.
He's in a lot of pain, too. I don't know what happened there, Brian. I didn't see it, but it was like a quick giveaway, and Nashville came down on the counter very fast.
You could hear a gasp when he took his step at the end of that one, so they are quickly out to take a look at him. And
I don't know if it was an ankle or
that's also with it being a little bit slick. That could be a groin also, where he takes that step. We don't want to speculate too much, but one thing we do know is that Marco Franco for Penn FC is down, and we'll take another look at this. Yeah, he's reaching right for that right hip as he slid, and as it's that slick turf right now because of the rain that has forced him to the ground. Franco, a 26-year-old out of Chino Hills, California, in his first year with this franchise.
An unchallenged turnover, and you saw it just very quickly and grabbed that hip on the outside. I thought it might have been an ankle, but you're correct, and that's likely a groin when you grab there.
Very offensive-minded right back. 5 assists a year ago for the Indy 11. He made 77 career starts for that team in his 4 years with the club. But they're going to see if he can get going.
He's trying to run it off.
And they have already made a couple of substitutions. And as we know, those substitutions are precious and few. So if he can go, he probably will, at least they can, until they can get somebody warmed up here in the 73rd minute.
Back out onto the pitch. He ran it off a little bit on the sideline, limping a little gingerly, but he's back out into play.
See if they'll attack him with something, as they've been trying to play long balls all night. See if they attack him after this. They played one on the opposite side. Now Kimura looking. Here's the substitute into the game, LaGrassa. Inside, Moloto looking, and the miscommunication as Kimura stopped his run, maybe thinking he was going to be offside, and Moloto plays it there anyways, and Lewis is the only guy there for Penn FC.
I think that's what he was concerned about, was being offside, but he did stop his run. Had he continued it, it would have been real trouble.
Gaval drills one into a Nashville player. In the middle of the field, here's Heineman, and he will get called for a foul, bumping Akinyode from behind. And Akinyode wants a little bit of retribution. Heineman, though, already has a yellow, and that's not going to pick up the red. A little bump there, and Akinyode then falls at the end of that one. Long ball up the other side. LaGrassa keeps it in, but headed back both ways. Penn FC dangerous with what they're doing there, not being able to clear. Gaval over there on that left-hand side will drop it back. They'll play it up, deflected by Nashville. Looked like it may have gone off of hands, but it wasn't intentional. And the ball will go over this near sideline, deflected last off of Penn FC. So inside comes Reed. Stepping forward from behind. Foul is going to be called here against Prince Baffo, and he's getting a yellow for this effort as he takes down Moloto from behind. So a card there in the 75th minute against Prince Baffo.
And this is a dangerous place on the pitch to have these set pieces, Brian. These are the tough situations. Prince Baffo relatively recently into the game, committing a foul there, drawing a card, and giving up a lot of field position.
So this is going to be approximately, they're going to move it back just a little bit, maybe about 30 yards after the goal.
But yeah, but it was pretty close to the top of the box the way it looked originally. They're moving it back a little bit now.
So will it be Justin Davis who takes the corner kicks and a lot of the free kick opportunities to take this one? He's standing back there with a guy who has a cannon of a right foot, Michael Reed. But at least it looks right now like it's going to be the left foot of Davis instead here in the 76th minute.
Setting up a three-man wall with a little bit of defense on the outsides.
Could be either one. Reed took a step to it also like he was going to do something. It will be Reed, the right foot chipping back post. Headed back up by Edgar and then flipped up and out of play. Offside, though, as Edgar was past the back line who was holding at the 18 before that ended up happening. Hear exclusive stories directly from the USL's players in USLsoccer.com's From the Pitch, with written and video content that provides unfiltered access and a first-person look into the professional game and players' everyday lives. So a free kick coming up for Penn FC of this scoreless match as we enter the 77th minute. Penn FC and Nashville SC. Nashville 2-2-1 on the year. Penn FC 3 straight draws in their 0-1-3 record, and Heinemann is fouled from behind by Borges.
And the clock becoming a factor in this match now. And Penn FC, a couple of opportunities here. They're going to have to really press the attack, something that they have not been able to consistently do thus far, and a real need on their part.
And there's Borges at least getting the arm in the back of Heinemann, and that's what draws the card. With the call, he's already carrying a card in this game, as several players are right now out there on the pitch. We've seen several of them thus far. One-man wall, 45 yards out from goal. They're going to try to chip it back post, headed back to the middle of the field. Nobody supporting for Penn FC, and LaGrassa is able to at least play it out of danger for Nashville.
A lot of people forward, but that middle completely uncontested by Penn FC right there. Yellow jerseys all around.
Which teams are hitting peak performance in the USL? Find out every Monday afternoon when the USLsoccer.com power rankings are released to see where your team sits after its most recent results. Lewis, a low clearance from the goal. Back to the center circle. LaGrassa for Nashville FC with it. Cox turns, fires a low shot that is gobbled up and smothered by Sean Lewis. But that's the danger of Michael Cox. You see him right there, a very, very strong player with that left foot.
Nice low drive, but the keeper right there to make the play.
So it is Opoku who will win a throw here on the near side. Time ticking away on both these teams. And you have to feel right now that if somebody scores one, it's probably a game winner.
At this point, you would be pretty safe in assuming that, although the other night we saw some spectacular situations in the closing minutes of that match.
Marco Franco, an errant touch, gives it back to Nashville SC. Kimura loses the ball, it slips out of his hands. They will allow him to throw again because it was not an intended throw, especially with the conditions being wet down there in the rain. Kimura, left-footed cross. Looking back post, Franco gets shoved from behind and they catch him. So that is Washington, who doesn't get away with that one.
A little late on that whistle, but that was the correct call, no question about it. Shoved to get position. Penn FC, another opportunity to mount an attack.
Play fast play from the Pennsylvania Lottery. New games every month mean more ways to win. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. Penn FC with it now in the back. A little slow to the ball. Tribbett is able to at least tool it off of an on-rushing player, so it will be a throw-in coming up for Penn FC. So LaGrassa did not get there in time. Reed, now to Maloto. Maloto, some contact from behind, nothing called, and Penn FC wins the possession in the center circle. Akinyode steps in. Gavaldo gets it back for Penn FC. And he plays it long. Up the middle of the field, nobody there. David Edgar, the only one, and he has the gold jersey of Nashville. Lebo Maloto, the South African national. Plays it up the middle of the field. Reed, back to Maloto. Has a man out wide, that is Taylor Washington. With the left foot, low cross, towed right back out of there by Venter. Mkasana. Can the 30-year-old get there first? He does not. And Nashville wins the possession again. LaGrassa loses it. Gaval dispossessed him, and it went right off the overlapping Kimura. Bad luck there for Nashville, and it wins a throw for Penn FC.
And into the 81st minute we go as this match continues to wind down, still without a lot of offensive threats.
Akinyode looking for Cox. It is Tribbett who goes to ground, slide tackles it away.
And a nice tackle there, nice clean tackle and a takeaway for Penn FC, and yet another opportunity to move the ball down, create some space, and create some scoring opportunity.
This is the sort of time, too, Charlie, where a veteran scorer like Tommy Heineman, who's been quiet all match long, all of a sudden pops his head up and does something special.
Needs to do it.
Franco over on the right side for Penn FC. Baffo down to Menjivar. He has 1 assist on the season already. Turns, left foots it towards the middle. Edgar heads it away for Nashville. Down the side, good slide that time for Penn FC to force a throw in. Scoreless game, careening right now towards the 4th straight draw for Penn FC. If this holds how it is for Nashville, they have 1 draw already. In fact, this would even their record if this would stay this way at 2-2-2.
And the field has to be getting slick at this point. We look down and see the rain really starting to puddle up here on the near side off the pitch. But nevertheless, you know that if it's puddling up off the pitch on the playing surface, it's getting very slick.
M. Kasana plays it to Gaval. He's got Heineman on his left. Tries to get around. Edgar puts the arm up. Nothing called. And it will continue to play, and here comes Nashville SC with an opportunity to counter the other way. Maloto slips a little bit in the middle of the field. Now to Kimura over on this right-hand side. Maloto has LaGrassa trying the right side. He'll get there in time for a cross. Sends it low and headed back out of danger by Tribbett. Back over the near sideline. It'll be a throw-in, not a corner. Check that. I think that was Venter that time who got that one, not the Penn FC captain. LaGrassa twists it to the inside, headed up in the air. Here comes Washington, who switched to the other side of the field for this opportunity. Ball on the left side of the box now. Franco will play it out and into Nashville's end as we approach the end of the 83rd minute of action. We have a Penn FC player down behind the play. Believe this is Pedro Gaval who is down. One way to know is the fact that he has
left ankle,
multicolored cleats. 3rd start of the year for Gaval, the native of Waterbury, Connecticut. He's a guy who played professionally over in Portugal, though, from 2008 to 2016 before coming back over here last year and playing with FC Edmonton. So he'll get an assist up. He's back to his feet. And we'll restart things here in the 84th minute. Drop ball upcoming. And M. Kasana will have the opportunity to do the sporting thing and play it back, which he does all the way back to Matt Pickens. M. Kasana is another guy who has the potential of putting up a game winner. 3rd year here in Harrisburg, although not continuous. He was with the City Islanders from 2012 and 2013, had 20 goals in his appearances in that time with the club. But with Penn FC so far, still looking for his first tally of the season after his stint with the New York Cosmos the last few years. Ball up the left-hand side for Penn FC. It's the near side of your screen. Gaval looking, and everyone now slipping and falling, as you can tell. The rain is a major, major factor.
Really slick, and particularly on this part of the pitch where you've got that sod laid over the infield of the baseball stadium. Very, very tough. Doesn't drain well, and so you're really, really accumulating a lot of moisture there.
Edgar over on the left side now, and that is Davis. Back over to Borges. Nashville playing the long ball again. Finding Cox. Cannot hold it up. Gaval toes it back. and cleared out of danger by Tribbett. Right back down there, though, for Nashville SC. Here's LaGrassa. Play back to Kimura, who is going to get the throw in. Quickly to Reed. They'll switch the point of attack, trying to go over to that left-hand side. Into the center circle, though, and they'll bring it right back down the middle for Davis. Cox. LaGrassa crosses into the box, headed by Maloto. A lot of contact there, and they will allow that to go on, as it is not a dangerous situation for Sean Lewis in goal. No save necessary, but Maloto, he's a goal scorer. He's a guy who can also find the back of the net, although he has not done so.
And that was a dangerous situation, obviously, and folks from the Nashville side might have been crowing a little bit about that situation.
Ball spun high in the air for the second straight time by Penn FC as they are having trouble clearing the ball from their own back. The captain will take care of that as Tribbett steps in. Now an opportunity here for Penn FC if they can maintain the possession. Baffo. Opoku. Looking for Heineman, and he's dispossessed by Borges, as we're going to have another Penn FC substitution. Mauro Estaquio is going to replace Richard Menjivar here in the 87th minute. Menjivar went the entire distance on Saturday night and will put in a good 87 minutes in this contest as well, replaced by Estaquio, the dual national from Canada or Portugal. There's dual citizenship between the two, and was a major player in that game on Saturday, holding things down at the defensive mid position.
Some fresh legs for the final few minutes of regulation, and I would suspect very little stoppage for this second half.
We will find out. Akinyode heads it high in the air. Penn FC trying to control, cannot. Here is Nashville with the long ball. Only man down there is Cox, and Tribbett watches that one go over the near sideline. Did it touch Tribbett last? The answer is yes. And Tribbett with the veteran move of taking the ball with him to make sure they can't get a quick restart. Select is the official soccer ball of the USL. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit www.selectsportamerica.com. Receive free shipping on orders over $50. Kimura trying to win the ball, but when they are dispossessed of it, Gaval tools it off Kimura over the end line. It'll be a goal kick for Penn FC. 88th minute of play has come, and it has gone. Brian Kaiser along with Charlie Giroux. Glad you could join us tonight. Wish we had a few more opportunities to show you here right now of putting the ball in the back of the net, but these two teams have been what they've been all season long. Defensively strong and offensively challenged. We're scoreless here in the 89th.
How diplomatically put.
Headed over the near side by Tribbett. Again, trying to really just solidify things in the back for Penn FC. This would be, if this remains the result it is right now, their fourth straight draw after an opening loss to start the season. LaGrassa plays it to Edgar. Left of the center circle, now into the offensive half. Nice overlap this time from Justin Davis, but the ball a little too strong from Washington, goes out of play.
That will take us into the final minute of regulation, and we'll see how much extra time they put on the board, but both sides now at critical juncture to really press it.
Now this was about the time, just a couple seconds shy of this, where Ken Tribbett put in the equalizer on Saturday for Penn FC against the Charleston Battery. Can they find some more magic at home here at FNB Field? They're going to try to spring Lucky M. Kasana up the right flank. Cannot get there first as Borges gets there, and then the pressure forces the ball out of play off of Penn FC. Justin Davis to throw. Foul called against Penn FC. They're going to call Franco the right back. So the restart upcoming, and we will get that look at how much stoppage time is available. It will be 3 minutes of stoppage time to add to the end here of this second half of play, and that gives 3 minutes for either team to try to find a winner. You see the Penn FC captain Ken Tribbett, number 4, trying to exhort his teammates on to try to find one to send the home fans home wet but happy. Lewis, the long ball up the field. That aerial challenge is won by Borges of Nashville. Capital City crew, the supporter group for Penn FC, trying to urge their team on. Cox cut off for Nashville. LaGrassa on the right flank. Kimura pressing a little bit more forward now, the Japanese national. Washington looking backside. Baffo is there, but so is Maloto. He'll play it back. Davis the cross, cleared back out. Kimura 30 yards out from goal, plays it over to Washington. Now over to LaGrassa. Into the 2nd minute of stoppage time. Over LaGrassa, has a little bit of room. Ball deflected to the middle of the field. That's a dangerous location. Nobody able to pull the trigger there for Nashville. Here's an opportunity to run out for Penn FC. Looking on the right side, a little bit of at FA Field. Brian Kaiser along with Charlie Giroux. Jessica Cross, our sideline reporter, with us earlier today as well. We got a 0-0 draw to report on here, and it's a final here, and we're going to take a look at the highlights of this game, Charlie. And what we saw were some opportunities either way, but there weren't really a lot of dangerous opportunities. Just two physical teams going at it tonight and leaving it out on the field.
Not a lot of truly dangerous opportunities at all, and that, I think, is the key to this match. They simply didn't put the pressure on either keeper that was consistent or truly, dangerous. It was a defensive match of unequal parallel in some respects, played mostly in the midfield.
Jerry Ortiz, number 7 for Penn FC, was the offensive pressure in the first half for that team. And for Nashville SC, it was Robin Schrute who had the best opportunity for them in the first half of play. You see Matt Pickens, the Nashville keeper, with a few punch-outs in that first half of play. And this was probably the most dangerous situation where Schrute just couldn't lay out there. And those are actually our post-game statistics. And Penn FC, 11 shots in the game, Nashville with 8. And how many of those were actually dangerous chances? Maybe a handful. Saves, 3 of them for Sean Lewis for Penn FC, 2 for Matt Pickens the other way. Possession was 52-48 in favor of Nashville. That was a conscious choice in the first half. The teams tried to open up a little bit in the second half, but really not much.
Yeah, and Penn FC possessed the ball more in the second half, but again, just didn't mount consistent attacks. Frankly, their offense was anemic tonight. They've got to score goals. It's as simple as that.
We'll see if they can do that on the road. They'll be on the road this Saturday at North Carolina FC, the expansion team from there, before they return for their next home match. And you see that right now on your screen. Friday, May the 4th, against the Tampa Bay Rowdies. That'll be a 7 o'clock start time. And that will be Raul Voss playing against his former team, coaching against the Tampa Bay Rowdies. That should be a fun one.
One of the most storied sides in soccer. It will be an exciting evening here at FNB Field.
Great job to our crew all night long, doing a great job bringing all these pictures to you tonight. But we've got a 0-0 draw. Penn FC and Nashville SC, they end scoreless in this one. For Charlie Giroux, this is Brian Kaiser saying goodnight from FNB Field in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. This has been USL Soccer.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.